want to be a bodyguard.
Come on now.
You know little Jizzle. Little Savant.
Welcome, this is Gerald Muhammad. Welcome to Brothers Helping Brothers. I'm your host, along here with our co-host, Mr. Michael Hicks.
Hello, everybody.
And today's another beautiful Saturday in Louisville, Kentucky. I want to give a shout out to Man Up. Today is Man Up's first annual banquet. They'll be holding it at Hotel Louisville, downtown. That's this evening. We want to encourage everyone to get out and support the Man Up banquet. Sir Friendly C, Ray Barker, me, Sean Daniels, doing excellent work out here in the community. We just want to show support. Whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, we all don't agree on everything, but we all do agree that our community needs to be made better.
That's right.
So as long as we stay focused on that, we'll be fine. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Senior Insurance. This is actually the Medicare open enrollment right now. One time a year, you can make any changes if you have the red, white, and blue Medicare card. So now's the time. The open enrollment ends December 7th. So you only have a couple of weeks if you want to make certain changes, but you can get free eyeglasses, free dental by changing to certain Medicare plans. So, or if you know anyone that has the red, white, and blue Medicare card and would like information about getting eyeglasses and dentures at no cost, call 403-4242, 403-4242 if you have Medicare. Got a special guest getting ready to join us here live in the studio. A civil rights activist and a legend who pastored a church in Virginia for many, many years. 83-year-old civil rights icon, Reverend Dr. Virgil Wood. And he'll be arriving here in the studio shortly, along with Sir Friendly C, Ray Barker. And we're just excited that we've got some good things going on in the community. Brother Hicks, what's on your mind today, sir?
Many things on the mind. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm appreciative of the fact that I heard one brother describe like some of the challenges that we have. We've got the pieces to solve our problems in place,
right,
but they're all separated, or they were all separated,
right.
But slowly but surely, I'm starting to see those pieces come together.
Well. We have to look at what has kept us divided as a people. And what happens is we tend to focus so much on our differences rather than what we have in common. I know you're married, I'm married. And, but when you're in a relationship, if you tend to focus and harp on your differences as opposed to what you have in common, it's very challenging to keep that relationship together.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time staying together.
And unfortunately, whether it's in the church, people arguing in the choir, whether it's deacons arguing with one another in the church, community organizations battling, we have to stop this and recognize that unity is our most powerful weapon.
Absolutely. The challenges are too big and the struggle is too mighty to keep doing things the way that we've been doing.
Yes. Well, I know University of Louisville had their first basketball game yesterday.
That's right.
So I was pleased with that outcome, but Lord have mercy. I don't know, the day they play UK, I don't think I'm going to be available for that show. Jay has our board operator.
I'll be there.
But I got something to do that day.
I'll be there.
There's going to have to be some special gelling.
Yes.
Got a lot. They played hard. The defense was on point. But looking at the way things were working out in the half court, they got some more work that they have to do. When you're dealing with the caliber of talent that UK brings to the table, well, you better bring your A game.
Yeah. That's right. Also want to give a shout out to GAP, Getting All People, Mr. Richard Whitlock.
That's right.
Doing an excellent work working with young folks there in the community. We thank Richard for the great work he's doing. And Michael, I want to thank you about the website that we have up, narrowthegap.org.
That's right.
Go check it out, narrowthegap.org. You can go on there and get all kinds of information. Talk about the website a little bit.
Exactly. Narrowthegap.org is West Louisville's one-stop online shop for news, information, and the ability to make community connections.
Right.
The big component that we have going on with the website is the community calendar. If you want to know what things are going on throughout West Louisville, what sort of programs exist, what some of the major organizations, whether you're talking about the Urban League or the community centers or the different neighborhood organizations that make up West Louisville, what they've got going on, you can check out the community calendar and you can find out what's going on, and you can pick and choose, particularly if you're interested in, well, what can I do to help?
Right.
How can I get involved? You can take a look and see what's going on and contact the necessary people, necessary groups, and start working with people and start working on this thing, helping make West Louisville a better place.
And that's narrowthegap.org. And this is a business that you do. If there's someone out here that has a business and they would like to build a website to promote their business or their organization, I mean, you have business services where you can charge somebody a small fee and help them with that, right?
That's one of the things that I do with my business. It's Hinds Limestone County Consulting. Hinds Limestone, HINDS dash Limestone, LIMESTONE. Based on my father's ancestors and family came from Hinds County, Alabama.
Okay.
My mom's side of the family comes from Hinds County, Mississippi.
Okay.
My mom's people are from Limestone County, Alabama. So that's the business. That's what I do. And if you are interested in doing some work, you can contact me and call 502-741-6143. That's 502-741-6143. Hinds Limestone County Consulting.
All right, and then also we got another special event coming up next Saturday, Maximizing Manhood. We have a workshop. It's going to be a day when men get together, a day of Christian and Muslim unity. That's going to be next Saturday, November 22nd. And that event's going to take place at First Congregational Methodist Church at 39th and Garland, where our brother and friend, Pastor Reverend Paris Smith, is the great pastor.
Good brother.
Who took over after the late, great Reverend Lewis Coleman. But that's next Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Next Saturday morning at 10 a.m. you want to come by First Congregational Methodist Church. And this is just going to be men, Christian men, Muslim men, breaking down the walls, a day of unity. And Pastor stated that, you know, he wants people to see that we will work together and we're not competing with one another.
That's right.
So I thought that was very key when he said that. So we'll put that up on our website too, narrowthegap.org.
It will be a part of that.
We'll put the flyer on there. So Brother William, make sure you get the information to Brother Hicks, and so that we get that on the website. Narrowthegap.org. We getting modern today.
Getting modern. Not getting modern. We are modern.
We are modern.
We are modern, and we're doing that thing. Whether you're talking about the web, whether you're talking about how it spreads out in social networking, whether it's basically using the media, whether it's using even the more traditional things of TV and print, we are brothers helping brothers, striving to get the word out.
Yes.
The word out on what you can do to help make your community better, and then just share some of the news of what we're doing and what's going on. I sometimes often hear from some people about, like nobody's doing anything or nothing's going on. And that just expresses the need for people to be connected to resources. So we're just seeking to get the word out, to inform people, to educate people, to empower people, and then to move things along and make it all better in West Louisville.
I agree. I wonder, were you disappointed with the elections recently? We want to hear from you. We'll open up the phone line, 776-1350, 776-1350. Every year it's Ditch Mitch, Ditch Mitch, Ditch Mitch. Well, Mitch was not ditched.
Nope.
Will he ever be ditched? And
when he dies.
One of the problems, I think, is that we never put a plan and a program. It's always what Mitch is not doing.
Right.
As opposed to what, the other candidate will do.
Well, that's part of what is been the problem and what is going on, and that's part of the reason why Mrs. Grimes lost so badly. When you get to the point where your strategy is vote for me because that guy's no good, you've got to give people, you've got to give black people, you've got to give the community something to work with, something more positive than that. Now, I'm not saying that she was lying per se. Her that fact isn't off. I tend to be a believer that some of the policies of the national party may not always be in the best interest of black folks. However, we have a two-party system. And the danger is in that two-party system, sometimes that party, in this case, the Democratic Party, has been guilty of taking black vote, and in this case, black Kentuckians' vote for granted. Like, you can basically scare the people to the polls and get them to show up. You know, like that is going to be enough. Like, I saw a political cartoon to the effect that, you know, you've got members of the Democratic Party like in a cart, and black people are carrying it, but the carrot is, you know, like, basically the Republicans are going to get you. And I don't think that's going to be an effective strategy in the future. Now, midterm elections, not as many people turn out for the midterms as opposed to the presidential elections. That said, it's just all the more important. You know, how can you help make black communities and black lives better? And I'm not even just talking about more than a particular program or what have you. I'm talking about building up the helping to build up the economic base, creating an environment that encourages businesses to settle in, encouraging entrepreneurial spirit, so more black men and black women might start their own business, and creating an environment that is more open for them to be able to act and flourish, to breathe some life into some of these, you know, communities. When you've got basically overages of violence, overages of crime, overages of vice, all of that exists because there isn't better opportunity in the spot. You bring some jobs to the spot. You bring some opportunity in the spot. You get the people better educated. You help to provide hope for the people. And all of those negative things that we don't desire will start to fade away.
I agree. So I'm not much into the political stuff. You know, to me, I've never seen a direct impact in my day-to-day life. Based off of who's in office. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't affect me. But I think sometimes we put all of our eggs in one basket, you know.
And we can be guilty of that.
You know, so it's not, the church is not going to save us. It's not going to be just one entity. It's going to take a collective, united front of various organizations and groups working together.
There's nothing that the Republican Party nor the Democratic Party, they are not going to be the cavalry that's going to save us. That's not going to save us. So it is going to be a personal drive and initiative that is sparked by a spiritual reawakening. That's what the people need. To be motivated to get up, to stand up, to persevere in the midst of trouble, in the midst of challenge, in the midst of living here in America. And going forward, you know, making a better life for themselves, making a better life for the kids and the families.
Get waiting for him. We want to talk about the event they have coming up on Saturday.
Maximizing manhood.
And this is a great effort because you have men and of all faiths coming together. But this was Brother William Muhammad's vision, you know, and he got together with Pastor Smith. Well, just tell us a little bit about Maximizing Manhood, and that's going to be a week from today, next Saturday at 10 a.m. We just want to encourage all the Christian and Muslim men, even if you don't claim any religion, I think it's significant that when you have Christians and Muslims come together on a Saturday morning to maximize manhood, to learn how to be better husbands and fathers. So tell us a little bit about the vision and what people can expect next Saturday.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Brother Minister Gerald. It is indeed an honor to talk about it. The event is really the brainchild of many years of working in the community. We have saw that there's a huge gap between the older generation and the younger generation, and that we've got to work together, to help eradicate the issues that are causing problems in our community. So it's going to be a great time. It is a full day, and lunch will be provided.
Okay. Oh, I forgot
All
to
right.
mention that.
Yeah,
But thank you for making that announcement. But we wanted Brother William to share a few words. And we have a great icon joining us in the studio, Dr. Reverend Dr. Virgil Wood. And we're so happy to have him here in the studio with us. Ray Barker, welcome to the show. You want to have a seat here, Doctor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, welcome to the show. Okay, we're on the air right now, so just make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
But we have a civil rights icon with us here, Dr. Virgil Wood, and he's flown in out of town just to be with us here tonight in Louisville for the Man Up banquet. And Ray Barker, you want to get you a seat there?
Okay.
We've only got about 10, 15 minutes, but
Okay.
Ray, if you want to just tell us about what we can expect tonight, and then you can introduce our guests. And you may even be aware of my grandfather was Reverend Jesse V. Bottoms here from Green Street Baptist Church. My father is Dr. J.V. Bottoms at Beulah Baptist Church in Poughkeepsie, New York. So now I'm Gerald Muhammad. I'm in the Nation of Islam, but that's a whole other story for another day.
That's a good story.
Yes.
That's a great story.
Great.
Well, okay, Pastor.
Baptist gift.
Man Up is having an awards banquet tonight. It's the very first one. Often we hear complaints that the men in this community are not doing anything. And so we had a brainstorm of putting forth some positive example of men that are doing some great work in this community, therefore having our first annual Man Up Awards. In our eyes, these men are being honored on the 5 pillars that Man Up is about, which is 1, be an individual first. You first got to take responsibility for you. 2, being a provider. Whether you're married or not, you need to provide for your community, for yourself, and hopefully somewhere down the line you'll be married and you need to be a good husband, not just a husband. And then in this order, if you become a husband then and have children, be an outstanding example of a father. And then the last pillar that we have is being a community leader. Because as men, we expect you to stand up and stand out. And so we picked 10 men that we're going to honor in each one of those categories. And I don't want to take too much of the good doctor's time, but just know that the men that we've chosen are so exciting. I'm going to give 2. Mr. Blewett. Everyone knows Mr. Blewett of the Boys and Girls Club, West End Boys and Girls Club. He's been honored tonight, not only for his tireless effort of working with these kids, but this brother has been married for 42 years to the same woman, loving her and taking care of her.
All right.
So under the pillar of husband, he's going to be honored tonight.
All right. Let's get Dr. Wood in here. Would you tell us a little bit about your work? So some may not be familiar with you, but just introduce yourself to the people and tell us a little bit about your work.
Thank you so much. I'm just delighted to be here and the work that you all are doing here, Man Up. And I have to say, though, I have to tell you that my work in Boston, in my Boston days, when Muhammad Ali, when Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali.
Oh, wow.
We were very much a part of those things that I've worked with Minister Louis Farrakhan. We used to meet in each other's office on Monday morning. And then, of course, his successor, Minister Don Muhammad, my very dear friend. I'm excited about this work, and I like these pillars. And here's what I want to say. Malcolm gave us a model for something I believe that we can do, we must do. I think we can turn prisons into universities. And of course Malcolm was incarcerated in Walpole, as you know, and what he did in prison, he, with the help of Mr. Muhammad, invented his own transformation. We learned from that. I hope the churches and the nation and all will work together to put our men on their feet. We know the black man has always been under fire, and the nation will let our women breathe and make our women antagonistic to the man's progress. We got to fix that, and we can't wait for somebody else to fix it, because all they're going to do is to fix you, to fix what they want. They're not fixing our stuff, they're fixing their stuff. Even when they tell you they're trying to help you, damn their help. Let's help ourselves.
That's right.
That's why I'm excited to be here tonight, and I'm be here for the next several days, and I'm hoping we can have more conversation about how we get this done. I believe we can reduce prisons down to at least 10% of those, and maybe 10% belong there. I don't know, but I think 90% of them in prison wouldn't be there if education was not a joke. Education is a bad joke. As part of a plot to trap our young people. The school system is a feeder system for the prison system. Well, we all need to wake up from that. I want to say something else too. Now, I'm going to leave Monday, but if you don't have a dozen preachers in this town who are standing up with you, then I'm disappointed. There ought to be at least a dozen black preachers who are proud to be a part of this work. And I'm going to pledge myself to do anything. I'm 83 years old. I'm supposed to be at home sitting on the front porch, back porch, holding hands with my wife. But she got other things she wants to do, so that wasn't going to work. And I'm out here I'm working in 15 cities. We're trying to do something we call reversing the jail trail and jump-starting a viable economy. That's what we got to do. Reverse and listen, Marian Wright read my book, In Love We Trust, lesson I learned from my, and came up with her idea of the pipeline. Ain't no pipeline. We're not in a pipeline. It's a trail. If you're in a pipeline, you can't get out of it. You're trapped. But if it's a trail, you can turn around when you decide to turn around. And the nation has certainly showed us in America the manhood trail. And I'm just so happy that black churches team up. And then, once we get together in the black world, black folks need a contract with themselves. A self-contract, so that nothing can break our solidarity. That's number one. Then we can save America. Black folks gonna have to save white folks in order to save black folks. There's a contract with America, but it starts with a covenant, and then it goes from covenant to compact to contract. And that's been my work since Dr. King's death. Martin Luther King been gone 50 years next year. We ain't done diddly. I think the brother down the street said diddly. We haven't done diddly about what he died for. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Ain't nobody stopped us from doing what we ought to do. So I'm delighted.
So are you going to be? Will you be sharing a few words this evening, or?
I think
he will be.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to stop him.
Well, I mean, I'm excited because I didn't know, your connection, with the minister, and I think, this is a huge step, and it shows brotherhood, because when Ray Barker, when he called me and he said, well, there's been a change. I mean, he didn't. I mean, he started to explain, but he didn't have to explain, because when somebody is a brother and a friend and you trust them, there's certain people, if they ask you to go somewhere, you're just going to get in the car and go with them. Then there's other people, you're going to ask them where we going, what time we coming back, who's driving, do you got enough gas in it, because you don't trust them as much. So, but we're very honored by your presence and your work, and you just speaking so strong and so bold. And if I said what you said, I need 12 preachers to come out, a dozen preachers to come out, they'll call the station and say I jumped on them. So you can say that.
Well, let me add this. When their members get in trouble, often they'll call you because they know they can count on you when they don't call the pastor.
Absolutely.
Now the pastors ought to be ashamed that that's the case.
Yes, sir.
That somebody else can be the man upping when you ought to be the man up.
And
that's I want to encourage preachers to do that.
That he knows that.
And he knows
but no, that you know that.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Because they call me to come get them out of trouble, and I say, hey, have you called your pastor? They say, no, I don't want to bother him with that.
Well, what they really mean is, if we're making a difference, they mean it ain't gonna make no difference.
All right.
But you know what? When this movement starts, ain't nobody wants to be outside of it. We have to do it in a way that everybody knows. I'm telling you, if to kids themselves, we got to have a compact that says we're not going to lose one child, not one child. Right? Not one child. When we decide we're not going to first of all, when the kids are here, that we got a plan to save every child, they say, oh my goodness, they're talking about me too. But when they look at our plans and they look at it and they study our plan and they say we're going to save the cream, the easy saves. They say, they ain't talking about me, so why should I try? But when you say we're going to save every child, we got to have a show. We're going to get the parents on that same boat. We're going to get the pastor, we're going to get the police, get the mayor of the city, get everybody. Say, we cannot afford it. I tell you what's going to happen. Tell you what's going to happen. Right now, rich black and white kids are killing themselves. Poor black kids, and poor white kids too, are killing each other. It's the same problem. It's the same predicament. So why shouldn't we sit down, black, white, and everything else, and say, how are we going to fix this?
Yes.
Whatever it takes to save every child, whatever it takes to help every child understand their greatness, that they're born great. They're born great, and the school system robbed them of that. The communities robbed them. Their families, their own families robbed them of that. And, you know, I was a little kid say, you know, I grew up having my mama say, you ain't nothing but a piece of shit. You know, I mean, that's sad, isn't it? Isn't that sad? But so many kids are going through stuff like so we got to teach their parents that they are sending their own children to prison by that kind of stuff, making them angry and surly and uncontrollable. So we got to get the parents on the same page, get the kids. Everybody say, we're not going to lose anybody. We're not going to lose a soul. When we do that, Don, we'll turn that thing around. And one of my mentors, a man named Vernon Johns, who preceded King in Alabama. And John said, and the Lord says, we ought to do this. And when the Lord speaks, ain't nothing else to be said. I like that.
We have 1 minute left, but I like what stuck with me. First of all, it was an honor to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
And we definitely want to try to do something else before you leave town. You know, I think we need to try to do some type of meeting.
I'll be here all day Monday.
Okay. And if we can do something on Monday where we can sit down with some clergy and some different community leaders, 'cause that's where the real work is going to take.
He's been asked
Take place.
since he got here,
So.
who's what, when, and so I'll be more than glad to facilitate that in any way I can.
Okay. Well, let's do it at the mosque on Monday.
Yes, sir.
We got a key there, and we'll bring Dr. Virgil Wood.
Extra good. We fill it in.
But I'm just, you know, and you speak with such strength, and it's encouraging. You know, as a young man, I'll be 48 in 2 weeks, but it's encouraging to see somebody that got that spirit.
83.
At 83.
83. And I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go to sleep until we get this movie back on track.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to sleep in it. And the Lord is renewed my strength so I can do that. I'm going all over the country.
Yes.
Saying to my brother preachers, why don't you care what's happening to these people out here? They're paying your salary.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're out of time. We've been you've heard from Reverend Dr. Virgil Wood. Go online, Google him, read about his resume. We have a website, narrowthegap.org.
That's right.
We're going to put your information up on there so people want to get your book.
I have two websites, so they go on that.
Okay, and we can even put your link on our website.
Oh, that'd be great.
So,
that's right.
So you've been listening to Brothers Helping Brothers. We want to thank you all for tuning in. God bless. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, I get it. Mine ain't the car.
Yeah.
We'll exchange cars.
I want to introduce you to another brother. He's not from here. He's from St. Louis.
Ferguson. Okay.
Ferguson.
All right.
And this is Mr. G. We call Mr. G. His name is Gerald. I don't know how. I'll let him tell you himself.
I know Donald Muhammad.